Hey everybody, WhySoWookie here. In this video we're going to take a look at the latest PUBG Labs mode, which is Halloween Battle Royale. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, consider liking and subscribe to see more. So the Halloween Battle Royale is like the spiritual successor to the Fantasy Battle Royale that we saw last year, and it's going to play very similarly. It's just got more of a Halloween theme and twist. So what is Halloween Battle Royale? Players will be asked to transform into the preferable class aboard the ghost ship. So it's a ghost ship, not a plane. Jump down into Arangal's Diners and fight to be the last one standing. Pretty easy here. It's the same old Battle Royale, but you're also simply placed in a fantastical setting. Now let's take a look at the Fantasy Halloween Battle Royale. Players can enter the Halloween Battle Royale mode by pressing the Labs banner in the main menu. Once matchmaking is done, a window will pop up where players can choose to either be an executioner, a ranger, a pyromancer, or a cleric. So they're very similar classes to last time. So the executioner is the new barbarian, the ranger is basically the same, the pyromancer is the new wizard, and the cleric is the same. You get to choose your character, and then you have a little bit of time to do that, and then you jump into the ghost ship. The first circle will be shown on the map once players hop into the ship, so you've got an idea of where to land. At the same time, players will be equipped with their respective classes, level 1 weapon, ring and necklace. So again, just like in the Fantasy Royale, you're upgrading those three things to become more powerful and survive. Players will have to loot ingredients to upgrade their weapons, fight fours with your class skills, show great teamwork with your squad, and win Halloween Battle Royale. So let's take a look at the classes. So the first class is the Executioner. I'm here for the Slaughterfest, as the Executioner is your class melee warrior that can chase down or pull enemies in for brutal combat. The default weapon is Axe of Swiftness. Executioner can dash towards enemies. And the alternate weapon, which is craftable from level 2, the Halberd of Restraint. Executioners can pull in enemies within a certain area. Executioners also generate class exclusive items throughout the game. They've got a stun ball, which stuns enemies for 2 seconds. Liquid Courage, which enhances moving speed and boosts HP for a certain amount of time. So it's quite good actually. So it's basically quite a tanky character that can drag people in and kill them. The next character is the Ranger, whose outfit is absolutely awesome, so I hope there's a way to earn this in game. Actually, all the outfits are pretty awesome, but that one I especially like the big purple coat. A Ranger can either become a sniper who deals damage from afar, or a stealthy assassin that dives in for a sneak attack. The default weapon is the Fatal Crossbow, which is a powerful long-range weapon, and the ultimate weapon, craftable from level 2, is the Blade of Invisibility. Short-range melee weapon that allows rangers to turn invisible for a certain amount of time. Attacking enemies from behind or during an invisible state will apply more damage. So that's interesting. Rangers also generate their own class exclusive items throughout the game. They've got a snare trap. Rangers set up traps and root enemies for 5 seconds. And then they've got a stun grenade, which is the same as a normal stun grenade. The next class is the Pyromancer. A Pyromancer specialises in assaulting multiple enemies at once with deadly fire. The default weapons, Gloves of Calamity, allows Pyromancers to attack with fireballs, deals great damage but is difficult to wield. The second weapon is the Hellfire Cannon, can fire infinitely, may overheat and be unusable for a certain amount of time if continuously used. Okay. Pyromancers can also cast spells throughout the game. The first one, Firewall, which generates large firewalls to block the enemy's path. And the second, Meteor Shower, which generates powerful meteors. This can only be activated when the Pyromancer's necklace is level 3 or above. So if you've got people camping, to call a meteor down on them, that would be pretty cool. And the final class, the Cleric. A Cleric is an aggressive healer that can lock in melee combat. The default weapon is the Mace of Suffering and Aegis of Light. The Mace of Suffering is a weapon that causes enemies to bleed for a certain amount of time. Using the Mace of Suffering on teammates will restore their HP. The Aegis of Light blocks crossbow attacks, that's the shield. And the second alternate weapon from level 2 is the Triage Shotgun. Shooting teammates will restore their HP. Shooting enemies will debuff them and cause slight damage. Clerics also generate class items as well. They've got a Vitality Bomb, which restores HP, and they have First Aid Kits, which they can drop for teammates, which obviously heal. And then we get a look at all 4 characters together with their items and abilities just there, which is pretty cool. Halloween Battle Royale has its own set of items spawned throughout the map, so players won't be finding any weapons, ammo, throwables, or anything like that. Bandages will spawn, and the items that players will find will be ingredients for upgrading the weapons ring and necklace. And in the Fantasy Royale, there were little crystals that you picked up, so you could pick up all the colour crystals and then you'd meet up and drop them down, and then you'd hope that you have enough to get a couple of levels up, which is pretty good. You go on and take another team, take their crystals, and then by the time you get to the final ring, you'd be at level 5 and, you know, ready to go toe to toe, which is pretty good. Here we have a look at the crafting tab for the cleric. Players open the crafting tab by pressing tab. The looted ingredients are used to upgrade players' equipment. Since each class has 2 weapons, players will be shown 2 weapon crafting routes. Each class's level 1 weapon is set as default, and level 2 can choose to be crafted. Okay. Next, what are care packages? Care packages are now treasure chests. Treasure chests contain general and level 5 crafting ingredients. Drop treasure chests will be marked on the map. Players will have to damage the treasure chest to open it. The squad that successfully opens and interacts with the treasure chest is given an invincibility buff for 10 seconds. Right, so if 2 teams are duking it out over a treasure chest and one team opens it and interacts with it, then they're invincible for 10 seconds. It's going to be pretty disastrous for the team that isn't the one that's got the buff. And it's just adding even more to the risk reward factor of going for a crate. Next, we'll take a look at vehicles. So as well as the ghost ship, which is replacing the plane that we jump out of at the beginning of the game, which we've already mentioned, the only other vehicle in this mode is the UAZ, which is called the Night Slayer UAZ. Vehicle speed and HP are nerfed this mode to prompt more dynamic gameplay. So that's all the different changes that are actually to the mode itself. Next, when can you play it? So starting today, it's gone live for the PUBG Labs, and it's on till the 1st of November. So it's on for just under 2 weeks. It's about 12 days. So plenty of time to participate and take part in that. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the look into the new PUBG Labs Halloween mode. If you did, consider liking and subscribe to see more. Wookie out.